I'm Tom, and I'm starting a survival series on where I'm building the most immersive cities I can in survival Minecraft. This first series is going to be focused on creating an ancient Greek style city. Honestly, there's not that much that goes on in the first portion of Minecraft, gathering wood, going mining, and I figured I'd share a compilation of all the different builds I've made in this first area. It's got everything that I need so far just to start out in a world. I got my starter base behind me along with the nether portal. This is going to be where my farming villagers are. Right now, the interior is actually kind of empty right now, but I will be working on that later on. And over here, actually, I built a pumpkin and melon farm. It's all hidden and tucked away inside this building right here. And honestly, this is just phase one of building my ancient Greek city, and I don't even think I'm done with phase one. There's still a few gaps here and there that I could see some smaller builds being fit in, like this area over here. But there are two land masses that are pretty close by to where my starting area is. There's a huge open field where I'm going to be building most of my city. And second, there's actually a village only a few blocks away. I'm thinking of kind of designing it more as a fishing village using my block palette that I used over here, and also a secondary block palette that'll complement my first one pretty well. So if you want to see how my ancient Greek city progresses over time, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be sharing a compilation of time lapses that I've created on all these builds in my starter area. And I'll also be walking you through my thought process on building it. My goal with this series is to become a better builder. And to be honest, I think of myself as a good builder, but not exactly a great builder. And so one of my main goals is to really kind of elevate my build style and just become a better builder overall. I really like building cities that are very immersive and to scale to the player. And I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's definitely improved a lot over time, but there's always something that I can improve on. And so without further ado, let's get into the time lapses. So this right here is my starter base. The palette consists of sandstone, birch wood, spruce wood, granite, and stone. And I was inspired by a design I found on Pinterest. That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. But this person had created a Greek style villa in The Sims, and I wanted to recreate that in Minecraft. And I thought it would have enough space for everything that I would need. For my starter bases, I typically try to fit in a small storage area, bedding, and some sort of furnace and crafting area. This was my second build in the area. I was trying to make a house for my farmer villagers. Obviously, if I'm going to be making a farm area, then I need farming villagers, plus that gives me access to golden carrots and trading pumpkins and melons later on. One way to make your city feel more immersive is create a house for all the different villager professions. So instead of making a giant trading hall where all your villagers are packed in, you'll instead make a house for your farmers, a house for your blacksmiths, a house for your librarians, and so on. And that really adds up over time and really makes your city feel more alive. This one's pretty simple. It's just my nether portal with the same block palette as all of my other builds. One thing to consider when you're making your own nether portal at your base is to consider the location of where it is. This is a central spot where you're going to be accessing the nether, and if you're on a server, then this is going to be the first thing that people see once they come out of your nether portals. So you want to make sure that it's in a good spot in your base. This is the last building structure in my farming area. I made this to hide my pumpkin and melon farm. I like to give myself a reason to go to any building in my base. It makes my base feel a little more alive, because I know that some buildings aren't just a shell to look pretty. I really wanted to incorporate pillars into this design and also add a little bit more variety with the different sandstones. So now that we've got the buildings out of the way, what else can we add to our city to be a little more immersive? Starting off with the path, I kept it as a dirt path block with oak slabs on every step, just to not take away from any of the other designs. I also included some spruce fences and also stone walls to kind of separate the space from each other. The farming area with all my crops are all separated with oak leaves. I think this looks a little nicer than maybe a stone wall or oak fences. Since this is a farming area, I tried to incorporate different crops. So I've got my wheat field over here, and then I've also got some potatoes back on this side. I've got my sugarcane all growing up here. And last, I've got my pumpkins and melons over by the pumpkin and melon farm. Another way to make your own base look a little nicer is to actually incorporate custom trees into your build. These trees right here actually are not complicated at all. What it actually is a large oak tree with some spruce plank accents on it just to give it a little more shape. You can do that by forcing a large oak tree to grow and then designing how you want. Some other details that I've also included is this cart full of wheat, these ceramic pots just kind of scattered everywhere, a Greek goddess statue. This statue is based off of Demeter, who is the Greek goddess of agriculture, so it makes sense to have her in my farming area. I've also got some wheat, pumpkins, and melons all scattered around her, and she's always depicted holding wheat, and so that's how I chose to display her up there. Got some more pots scattered around, a nice and very simple fountain up front, and also a park bench that anyone could sit at. I see you. Excuse me, can you please leave? He's gone now. The last aspect I want to touch on creating an immersive city is to create interiors for your builds. The fun part about creating an immersive city is that anywhere you go, you'll see something, even if you go inside the buildings. And so I'm going to start off by showing you the inside of my starter base, and then we'll go build the farming villager house. So this is the front door right here. I just realized that there's a missing trap door, but that's all right. And when you walk in, you're greeted by these plants and also this fountain design on the wall and also on the floor. You walk in even further, here's a little living room lounge area. And this right here, it's a little abstract, but think of it as like a statue bust head, just kind of sitting there. It's very minimalist in terms of Minecraft design, obviously, but you know, you got to use your imagination here. And then we walk into the kitchen area where I can cook all of my food and also look out into the ocean over there. And if I turn around, then we've got a big old dining area and also a statue. I'm trying to collect all of the chainmail pieces that I can and keep them right here. So far, I've got 2 pieces and I only need a chest plate and boots left. Next is the storage area. This is very simple. It's just 9 double chests right now, plus the storage in the kitchen. But you know, eventually I'm gonna move out of this starter house, so I only needed enough space for what I have right now. And up the stairs, you'll see the bedroom I designed with a desk and a 3-wide bed and also a rug on the floor. And then we walk out here onto the balcony. We've got hanging leaves and I can also see out into the distance. Eventually, once the city has fully grown, I'll be able to see that from this balcony over here. So I showed you before the farmer villager house was empty, but now that I've decorated the inside, I can show you all what I've done. I tried to incorporate the furnace that was outside into the inside, so that's what I did here. I also like combining these pots with leaves to make them look like interior plants. We've got a bench over here with some seating for the farmers to eat. And also working our way into here, this is where the farmer villagers would be stored, so you can access them. We've also got a crafting bench over here with some storage, and I tried to incorporate some mini blocks into the area, just some of the ones that I've collected as I'm playing here. And that's going to be it for this episode. If you learned something new, please let me know down in the comments and tell me what are your best tips for creating an immersive city. Be sure to subscribe and follow along as I keep on building this ancient Greek city. See ya.